Hi everyone, welcome to your pick a card reading. Today we are doing a reading talking about what makes you so unique. Now what I want to do with this reading is I want to look at your individual energy, what makes you stand out from the crowd, what makes you so unique, and I'm looking for something that might be hidden to you, might be something that you're not entirely aware of. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and pick your piles. I'm going to give you a quick little rundown of how that works. This is pile number 1, this is pile number 2, and this is pile number 3. I'll give you a moment to meditate on each one of the cards and the crystals and see which one you are drawn to. And then once you have picked your pile, go ahead and scroll down to the description box and jump ahead to the timestamp below to see your reading. With all that said, I look forward to seeing you in the reading. See you there, guys. Bye. Hi there, pile number 1. If you chose pile number 1 with this beautiful crystal, I forget the name of this crystal, but absolutely love it, then this is your reading. So let's dive on in. I've already pre-shuffled some cards just because I'm one of those people that takes a very long time to shuffle. And let's see what we got. I have not looked at any of the cards yet, so let's dive right on into your reading, pile number 1. Okay. All right, pile number 1. Right away, what I'm seeing is that you have incredible leadership abilities. That's what Spirit is saying. They're also saying that you have an incredibly unique beauty about you. Very beautiful essence is what I'm hearing. That it's more than just physicality. And Spirit is saying that yes, you have a beautiful body as well. Even if you don't see this in yourself, you do. But Spirit wants to talk first about this Empress card. They want to talk about, they're saying what beauty is and the beautiful essence that you have. Now, what I'm hearing is that it's actually the beauty of your mind, the beauty of your soul, and it's attributes that you have acquired over many lifetimes is what they're saying. That you have this extreme intelligence within you that has led to this incredible harmonization of the energies within your spirit, within your soul, within your essence, and that actually shines forth in your physical body, in the physical realm. Spirit is saying that the physical body is actually just a representation of spiritual things. And what I'm hearing is that the more you change the spiritual within yourself, the spirituality, and learn and acquire, or also maybe change or disrupt certain energies within your spiritual body, your physical body changes as well. Which, I don't know, I find that interesting. I learn a lot from these readings too, because it's not something that I had heard before or thought about before. But Spirit is saying that you have these unique life experiences that you've acquired throughout this lifetime And they're saying it's not just from this lifetime, that your unique life experiences that you've had in this lifetime are actually remnants of other lifetimes to awaken these soul attributes within you. And they're saying that maybe some of that could have been hardships. And what I'm hearing is more so than hardships, it's been like kind of just what people would call strange, or very unique and just kind of different situations, more of a unique lifestyle I'm hearing. And that maybe you were kind of seen as maybe a bit of an outsider, a little bit of an outcast, that you felt like you just never felt in all the, never felt like you fit in all the way. Mercury is retrograde right now at the time of filming this, so if I stumble all over my words, you know why. But let's continue on with this. Spirit is saying that you've had a unique lifestyle, and that you might have been, I'm hearing, kind of felt cast off, or like you haven't been able to truly connect with other people in this lifetime because they don't understand the meridian or variety of experiences that you've had, that they've been very unique and unique to you. And it's created these unique attributes within you that maybe in the past, in this lifetime, that maybe you kind of picked on yourself for a little bit because you felt like, why is it that nobody understands me? Why is it that nobody acknowledges who I really am, or understands who I really am, or wants to like even be with who I really am, with my true authentic self. And it's kind of like you got outcasted because they weren't as evolved as you. They hadn't had as many past life experiences that helped their soul to grow so much. And because of that, they just weren't at the level that you were at spiritually. And so it's like they couldn't acknowledge the value within you. And that's all beauty is. It is, it's just the essence of value. And what I'm hearing is that they all kind of maybe made you feel outcasted and abandoned. And that made you abandon yourself, and made you think that maybe you didn't have this true value within you. You didn't feel like the Empress. You weren't able to see that in yourself. Now, this is not a gender-specific card, but think of it as this energy that is highly desirable, that you didn't feel like you were worthy of being highly desirable. Physically, mentally, spiritually. Spirit is saying also from your mind, that maybe you were treated like your ideas were, well, I'll just say what they're saying, that maybe you were told you were stupid, or told that your ideas were no good, and they made you feel as though you didn't have good ideas or real value in this world. And because of that, this quality has always been within you, but you kind of buried it from yourself. And the thing is, they're saying that even though you might have buried this part of you, that it's like they're saying not buried, they're saying you hid this part of you that is this Empress energy, that just represents this energy that is incredibly fruitful, incredibly fertile, with ideas, with an abundance of resources, of things that everybody desires. And you hid that because who you were was too unique for the rest of them. You were too different for them. And Spirit is saying that you were different because you were You were meant to be. You were meant to be different. You were meant to be more. You were meant to be more in front of the crowd. And Spirit is saying that that's not always easy, to be the one who charges up in front and shows everybody else the way, because other people don't see the path yet. They don't even see why they need to go down that road yet, because you're so far advanced. It's like you're so far ahead of the pack that they don't even see why they need a path in general. And you're like already paving the road and cutting down the trees, and like you're forging the path forward and saying, we need a path forward with this. It's time to climb new mountains. And people are like not even understanding why on earth they need to go on the journey. And it's because you have this great gift of foresight, is what I'm hearing. Spirit is also saying you have an intense psychic ability, and that actually comes through in the arts with you. With the Page of Cups and the wands here, Spirit is saying, here we go. Spirit is saying that you channel from the psychic realms into your art. Now, whether Spirit's not saying what kind of art that is, they're saying that even if you don't think of yourself as talented, that it's actually not about talent. It's about the creation. It's about the creation with the divine heavenly realms. And that's actually what you're doing with your art. And they're saying that you might not hear the word art and think of yourself as an artist. They're saying it might not be a musical talent or a, typical artistic talent like drawing or something like that. You might be an engineer. You might be a writer. You might be, I'm hearing philosopher, or somebody that really like studies and writes things that are possibly a little bit more logical and analytical. But what's interesting here is that even when you're working in technical things, that you're actually channeling divine wisdom and bringing it down to earth. And you put it here in concrete forms, is what I'm hearing. And they're saying that everything you do and everything you make is poetry. I think what they mean by that is that even when you're not intending to make things beautiful and harmonious, that's your gift. That's the thing that comes forth from you. And it's reflective in every part of your being. They're saying whether it is your physical body, whether it is the way you carry yourself, which they're saying is very catching to people, or very eye-catching to people. They're saying that it doesn't matter if it's, they're saying that it's more than just physicality, that everything you do is poetry. Everything you do has a unity and a beauty and a symmetry that comes through. And they're saying that you have amazing leadership qualities, and that you lead by your psychic intuition. You lead by these whisperings you hear in your heart, is actually what I just heard. That you get these little whispers in the core of your being, and that those little whispers that you think are maybe just hunches or gut instincts are actually your connection to the divine that has come from other lifetimes. And it's like nudging you from your higher self to bring down things from other realms that you didn't get a chance to bring into full fruition in prior lifetimes. So essentially what I'm seeing, pile number 1, is that you are highly psychic and intuitive. You have intense leadership abilities, and yet you do it in such a manner that it is pleasing to others, and it is beautiful and smooth and not like abrasive or oppressive. You make people want to follow you. You make people want to believe what you believe in. And in the past, you might have been picked on for that. You might have felt like you needed to hide who you really were, but it wasn't that you belonged to be outcasted. It wasn't that you were weird. You were just different than others, and that's because you were ahead of the crowd. And Spirit is saying that now's the time for you to really step into your full being of who you were, and to not be bashful anymore. That there's no time for the bashful energy. It's time for you to charge forward and to use all your gifts and show the way for others. So let's pull some more cards and see what more information we get. Okay, we have eternal youth, energy, newness, vitality. We have thirst, craving, compulsion, obsession. And we have the monster within. It says internal struggle, personal challenges, wanting to improve. Okay. All right, pile number one. What I'm seeing with eternal youth is that Spirit keeps bringing back how beautiful you are. And they're saying that you don't see this unique quality of beauty within you. They're saying that you will always look younger than your age, and they're saying that you have a spiritual essence of youth. And they're saying that you are, I'm hearing rather than eternal youth, I'm hearing eternal artist. I think Spirit really wants to call your attention to the energy of the artist within you. I'm hearing that you may be an artist and not even realize it, and then it's like trying to come out in unique ways in your life, and yet maybe you don't fully believe in your creativity. You don't fully believe or feel like you have the either the skill set. I'm not hearing so much skill set. I feel like you are naturally highly technically skilled, but I'm hearing that you feel like you have a bit of a value deficit within yourself, maybe, and that was put on you by others. And that's not what Spirit is saying. That's not, your self-image is not a correct representation of who you really are. They're saying that you have this eternal magnetism within you, that you call people towards you almost like a siren within your energy. And I'm talking about the mythological sirens, not, police sirens. And I'm hearing that your energy is so infectious with people that if you were to put yourself out there, that people just kind of crave your attention. They crave what it is you have to offer. And that it wasn't accepted in the past because it triggered the demons, the monsters within other people, because they could see the power that you had through, whether it was your creations or just the the expression of your being. Because really, creativity, whether you're a musician, an artist, doing anything creative where you put yourself out there, all that is a expression of your being to help other people to really see and feel the essence of what's inside you. It's taking your internal world and putting it out there for the external world. And Spirit is saying that every time you've gone to express yourself on this level, where you've gone to express your creativity or just talking to people, that it's maybe triggered some inner demons within them, some inner monsters within them, that has made them like they're hungry for what it is you have, but they don't want you to have it. And you're so powerful with your words and the divine truth that is within you, that that it's like it made them want to pull away from you, because the things, the dark shadows is what I'm hearing, that was holding on to their soul, knew that it would lose its grip. And so it's like they kind of, it forced them to bring out their inner demons, because you have the power to truly transform other people. That's what I'm hearing. And I'm hearing that you probably don't even see that, or think of any of these people maybe as monsters or as mean, or maybe you don't even acknowledge that it's their inner demons that have put you down, because you have such, at your core, you have such a sweetness, you have a kindness, you have a beautiful heart, and that it's that beautiful heart that makes your physicality, that makes everything you touch so beautiful. It's the beauty that resonates from within your heart into the external world. And I'm also hearing with thirst, this middle card, that that people, that you kind of attract a lot of energy vampires, that you give and you give and you give, because it's just the essence of who you are. And then they don't give you anything back. And it's like they're so hungry for your essence, for your energy, for who you are, because you are such high value. You have such a beauty, physically and emotionally and spiritually, they're saying. You have such a well-balanced, well-rounded value, beauty within you, that people really crave. They obsess over it. And yet they just drain you. They take from you. And Spirit is saying that that it's led you to think that you deserved to be drained, when they were just taking the life force out of you. And the truth is, you don't. You deserve to be given to just as much as everybody else, and that you need to start sharing that beautiful heart and that beautiful love you have with yourself, not just with others. So let's pull some more cards and see what we get. We have cards are a little bit hard to get apart. There we go. We have see yourself in nature. We have heed your dreams. Such a pretty card. And we have time to reflect. So, pile number 1, Spirit is saying that you need to detach yourself from these people, these energies. Spirit is even saying this might be coming through social media. It might not just be people that you're, dealing with on a one-to-one basis. They're saying it comes through that way too, but it also is coming through, they're saying, through the screens. It's coming through all of the social media as well, that is making you feel like you are not enough, is what I'm hearing. And Spirit is saying that if you see yourself for your true nature, you're going to see just how valuable you are. That your true nature, that you don't have to really change anything about who you are. You don't need to work hard, is what they're saying, to be something of real value. That you just are. And once you learn to embrace what you just are and be in your true nature, that your value is going to grow, because the acknowledgement of your inner value is going to grow. And once you do that, you're just going to become incredibly powerful. Spirit is also saying that they like to speak to you in the psychic realms, and that you, through many different lifetimes, have acquired this capacity to tap into other realms, to tap into the other side, and that you naturally do these things when you're in your dream state. That you are naturally psychic, is what they're saying. And that meditation, they're saying that meditation is like a form of, for you, is a form of religious, like, It's like a religious experience, they're saying. That you can use meditation as a way to tap into higher realms. That it actually, your divine psychic gifts come through your subconscious mind. And they're saying that's why you get so many downloads, so much information when you sleep, is because you put off the conscious mind, you put off the worrying mind, is what I'm hearing, and you tap into the higher realms, because your higher self is just so evolved. Your higher self is so wise, is what I'm hearing. And they want, well, how do I word this? Your higher self wants to share its wisdom within you, the wisdom that is already within you. I know that's a little confusing, but it's like your higher self represents the core of who you are, the one that remembers all the lifetimes and all the experiences you've had, and is kind of your greatest goal. That is that you are trying to come back to the highest state of who you can be. And we're in this lower frequency in this realm. And so Spirit is saying that your higher self is so incredibly evolved that it's like everybody has a higher self, but you have like a higher self, if that makes sense. And they want you to stop blocking your third eye chakra by doubting. They say that with this, you see how the serpent is touching her third eye chakra. And the serpent is a symbol of regeneration, of transformation, of death and rebirth, of shedding skin. And it also, in ancient cultures, used to represent wisdom. And today it still represents wisdom, actually, which is why you'll see it on like the medical symbols and stuff. Represents wisdom, and wisdom through regeneration. And Spirit is saying this is a gift of yours, is divine wisdom that can regenerate people. But it's like they're saying you need to have a regeneration, a transformation of your third eye chakra, because you've allowed yourself to be blinded to your true nature, and not allowed yourself to fully see your full capacity. And Spirit is saying that you are such a highly intuitive, psychic person with incredible wisdom and incredible capacity to tap into other realms. And they're saying that they want you to keep a dream journal, to start writing down these experiences that you're having, and that meditation and learning how to put off your conscious mind and go into more of a subconscious state of being is going to help you. They're saying it will kind of put you into this daydream state of mind that is going to open up other realms, that is going to help you to recall your dreams, that is going to make your psychic intuition even stronger in the sleeping realm. So even if you feel like, well, I don't even remember my dreams, they're saying that if you start meditating, which is just learning to clear your mind and ground your energy and to put off this world to enter a higher one, it's going to make your dream state even more profound than it already is. So let's pull some final cards. We have Harmony and we have Bliss with Gabriel and Raphael with these two final cards. Now, with both of these, Spirit is really wanting to emphasize the amount of wisdom that you have, and that they're saying that the fruition of all your beautiful energy is to be a peacemaker. That you have this beauty within you, you have this harmony within your soul, within your spirit, and it resonates through the very core of your being into your body, that makes you incredibly desirable and beautiful, resonating from the inside out. And they're saying that that's not just for you and your human experience, but it's actually to have a profound impact on the world. It's for the capacity to bring harmony into the minds and the life of other people, and to bring, I'm hearing, to bring beauty down from the divine and into this realm and into other people's minds. And that it's like you're here to help harmonize people's energy and to bring them into, and once their energy becomes harmonized, it's like it then goes into this state of bliss. That you bring harmony and joy and peace and beauty and understanding naturally by just expressing the uniqueness of your own soul and your own spirit. And the output of that is bliss, the effect that it has on others. Once you manage to transform their mind according to the wisdom that is within your soul, through the psychic abilities and the divine wisdom that you're channeling, you bring such a state of extreme joy, and I'm hearing ecstasy, into their lives. And that it's like you are capable of bringing passion and light back into people where there might not have been so much, I don't know, passion or hope before. You restore hope in people's lives, and I'm hearing that that's your great gift, is that you're such a unique soul that has this capacity to harmonize all the things that might not have been functioning before, to create order out of disorder, and to bring beauty where there might have been, confusion, might have been disharmony, might have been out of balance. And Spirit wants you to embrace the full authenticity of your soul, because they're saying it's going to ignite other people's souls too, and it's just going to have this amazing ripple effect upon, they're saying, the universe, not just the world, which I find very interesting. So, pile number 1, I really enjoyed reading for you. If you felt like this reading connected with you, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, as that helps my channel to grow. And if you felt like it connected, or if you had any thoughts or requests, please don't forget to comment below. I love hearing from you guys, and I love to hear what your zodiac signs are. So please don't forget to comment that if you decide to leave a comment, because I love to know what signs you are. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this and you would like to see more videos from me like this in the future. I hope you have an amazing and beautiful day and blessed life, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Bye, guys. Hi, pile number 2. If you chose pile number 2 with this, I think it's called a blue apatite. I don't think I say it right. I'm so bad with the crystal names. But the blue apatite, if that's how you say it, crystal, then this is your reading. So I already shuffled some cards, but I have not looked at them yet. I just put these on display so far. And as you guys have probably heard me say, I like to pre-shuffle because I take a while to tap into the energy, and I shuffle for a long time till I feel that connection. And I'm sure you don't want to sit through 20 minutes of shuffling. So that's why I pre-shuffle. So what we have for you, pile number 2, is we have the 8 of Swords, we have the Ace of Pentacles, and we have the 2 of Wands. So starting out right away, pile number 2. Talking about what is the most unique thing about you that is hidden, that you might not know about. So what I'm getting right away, pile number 2, and it's interesting that you're pile number 2, and we have the 2 of Wands, and that's actually kind of the center point of these cards, you're a person of vision. You are a person of incredible magnitude of ideas. You're able to look at the world and see what it needs on, I'm hearing, on a global and societal scale. You are all about the big picture. And Spirit is saying that you've almost felt binded and tied down by this a little bit, that you have so many ideas, that your mind is just so it's so active. You have an overactive mind, and that this is a gift, that your mind is a gift to the world, and that you have this capacity to see gold where others see something of no value. You're able to turn lead into gold. You're able to transform things for the better, and you're able to look ahead and see the bigger picture and see what needs to be done on a bigger scale. And you're also able to see all the intricacies of how things should go together, should fit together, to make things better. Spirit is saying that you've acquired this skill from many lifetimes of, they're saying many lifetimes of oppression, actually. That you maybe lived in different lifetimes of yours, in different societies that didn't allow your mind to prosper and to live up to its full potential. That maybe you lived in a time where you weren't allowed to read, that, you know, that only the higher ups or the ruling class was allowed to read, that you lived in a time that it wasn't that you didn't have the resources available to you, it was that they wouldn't allow you the resources to really fully gain the knowledge that your mind and your heart was so thirsty for. Is what they're saying is that now in this lifetime that you do have access to knowledge and the resources of knowledge, whether it's through technology or through university. Spirit is saying it doesn't even have to be through actually going to a university. It can be from acquiring it, they're saying, even from other realms, from tapping in. And they're saying that that's actually what you used to have to do in other lifetimes, that you really have always had this overactive mind, which is not a bad thing. I don't know that overactive is the right word for it, but it's Mercury retrograde, so I'm struggling with words today, so bear with me. I would say that you have an incredibly active mind, a genius mind even, and it's because you are a visionary, is what they're saying. You have the grand vision, and they're saying that in prior lifetimes you lived in a society that did not appreciate your mind and did not give you the tools and the capacity to really develop your mind the way you wanted to. And because of that, you felt restricted, you felt tied up, you felt tied down, because your mind is almost, they're giving me an analogy of like your mind is like a pro athlete. That if your mental capacity was the equivalent of, say, you know, somebody in the Olympics, like you would be, I don't know if you guys have heard of Usain Bolt, but that's like who you guys would be, that you are fast, you are powerful, and like he's like one of the greatest runners in the world, and that that's how your mind functions, that it's like a great athlete that is highly tuned, highly developed, but you also had this huge desire over many lifetimes in this lifetime to train it, to like build it to its full capacity. And you had this hunger and this thirst for knowledge, But in these other lifetimes, all of these systems and structures, and I'm hearing that in different lifetimes it was different things, that in some lifetimes it was governments, in other lifetimes it was religions, and other lifetimes it was a combination of both. And I'm also hearing in some lifetimes it was family and like the culture as well, that told you that you weren't allowed to search out the full knowledge that you were wanting. And what Spirit is saying is you were oppressed by this, and that it was such a shame because the gift you have is your mind, that the gift of your soul, it's like you were like this pro athlete with all this capacity that was never allowed to train to actually be able to do the full performance of what you could do and what you could bring into this world. And you were so frustrated in other lifetimes from this. You felt so binded by it, is what I'm hearing. And then that feeling of frustration has actually kind of carried through in this lifetime. And that you might not even know why. That you feel like maybe you suffer from anxiety a little bit, and that maybe you've been told that you have like attention problems and stuff. And that it's actually not that, it's actually not a problem, is what Spirit is saying. That this is just what they're saying. They're saying that it is actually, it's actually your soul breaking through the bounds that was put on it before. Because in prior lifetimes, you still used your mind to its greatest capacity according to the resources that were available to you. Some lifetimes you weren't allowed to read. Some lifetimes you weren't allowed to study or to go to university or to talk to the intellectuals or the greatest, highest minds or have any capacity to acquire their knowledge. But you did that yourself. You studied people. You studied how things work. I'm seeing you like just sitting outside of a building and analyzing how it all works, how it all came together. I see you studying art and like not just sitting there like reading it in a book, but sitting there and actually figuring out by thinking, by sitting there and figuring out by thinking, why do these colors go together? How, like analyzing every little detail yourself and figuring out, why does this work? How does this work? How can I make this work? And figuring it out for yourself. That you are very self-made, and that in past lifetimes you did it all for yourself, and you used that mind as much as you could, but you always felt like oppressed by the fact you weren't given those resources. And I'm hearing in this lifetime, now you have these skills that you've developed of self-made mind, but now you also have all these options of so much knowledge, because we are in the information era. We are in the era of the internet. We are in the era of information overload. In fact, now our problem is actually the opposite of lack of information. Now it's too much information coming at us so fast. And with your mind that has had so many lifetimes of being hungry for knowledge, it's like it's trying to absorb too much too fast. And it just kind of makes you feel like, like you don't know how to stretch your attention that thin. You don't know how to have the balance that you need. And Spirit is saying this lifetime is a gift to you, because it's like they're saying that whether you saw it or not, all these lifetimes that you had to acquire, the ability of being self-made mentally, meaning that you had to figure things out for yourself. That when you were going through that with all these different lifetimes, was because they wanted you to develop that leadership ability within your soul. And they're saying that that it's kind of like a pioneering kind of spirit in your soul, but it's like the pioneer in like a mental capacity, like an explorer in a mental capacity, not so much like, actually, I don't know, traveling the planes or something like that. But you were actually exploring mentally realms that you couldn't have acquired anywhere else. Even though you weren't allowed to study with the greatest minds, even though that information was locked away from you, you opened it up within yourself and you learned how to lead. You learned how to forge a new path. You learned how to stand on your own too. And it also gave you great structural knowledge because you had to force yourself, because things weren't handed to you, you had to force yourself to figure things out for yourself. And they're saying that your early life might very well resemble this. Of course, that depends on your age right now. But they're saying that possibly your childhood and your teenage years and maybe early 20s, depending on your age, that you were playing out a lot of this past life stuff, that maybe you didn't have all those resources given to you to really fully develop your gifts and fully develop your desires in this world, and that you had to learn how to awaken this part of you from past lives before you were given the gifts of this new life, if that makes sense. And the gift to you in this new life is the information, having so much information handed to you. And in your earlier life, you have acquired now, depending on where you're at in this journey, maybe you're possibly still acquiring it, but you have acquired now this capacity to figure things out for yourself, to see through your own eyes and nobody else's, to think for yourself, and to figure things out on your own. And that's also given you an intense leadership ability that if it had just been handed to you and you didn't have to struggle for it, like you wouldn't have developed that part of your soul, which was necessary for your ultimate, what I'm hearing, for your ultimate goal, for your ultimate mission. And what I'm hearing is that now things are starting to open up for you. That you're starting to see you're starting to get all the information and all the knowledge that you need, and you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed by it. That you're feeling kind of bound and tied in a way, in a different manner. You're feeling bound and tied up by having too many options. And there's so much value that you have to give to the world that you're like, I don't even know where to begin. That it's just kind of feeling like I have all this knowledge, it's kind of like you are now developed into this highly trained pro athlete mentally. Remember, I'm using the athlete as an analogy for the mind, not the body. And it's like you are this highly developed pro athlete, and you're like, well, but where's my arena? Where do I perform? Who wants this value? I am ready to give this value to the world. And what I'm hearing from Spirit is that it's going to be handed to you. That you just have to get the full capacity of who you are in this lifetime, and that you have now acquired the self-determination that you needed from prior existences. You've awakened that within your soul. Now you're been given the tool of all the resources that you need. Resources are coming in like a flood, they're saying. And if it's not yet, it will be soon, very soon. And that the heavens are just going to hand you, I'm hearing they're just going to hand you the mission. They're going to hand you the tool of your desires to make your vision come into fruition now. And I'm hearing that you are a visionary, and that you've been given this amazing mind for the capacity of, I'm hearing global change, actually. So I see that you have this amazing vision for the world. And I don't know what that is, but I feel like somewhere in your soul you do, and Spirit is going to give you the tools that you need to be able to gather in now the right resources to make your visions a reality. So let's see what the other cards I've pulled have to say. So we have free will. That's interesting. It's always so interesting when I pre-shuffle and haven't looked and how much they go together. We have redemption and we have seduction. So that's an interesting combo right there. Pile number 2. It's just my chair. 1 second here. Okay, pile number 2. With free will, I really see that you have, that really coincides with what we were just talking about, that you have used your capacity of having to acquire for yourself out of your own free will, out of your own volition, knowledge and truth, and figuring things out for yourself. And because of that, it gives you a competitive edge where other people might have had just things handed to them. You can stand on top because you don't need help from anyone else. You are the help, and you are kind of, the word sovereign is standing out to me, and her little crown is standing out to me. It's like you are the sovereign in your field. You are the one in charge because you have acquired sovereignty of will, of mind, and that helps you to see details and see things that other people might not be able to see. That puts you in a position to be a leader in your field, is what I'm hearing. Now, what Spirit is saying with redemption and seduction, what I'm hearing is that you need to find forgiveness within your heart for the things that were done to you. That maybe because you maybe have felt a little bit of resentment in the past for maybe not having things provided for you the way that you felt that they should have been. Either you felt like your mind or your ideas or your vision or possibly even your resources were not given to you early in life. And this has caused you great pain, that you felt like you weren't given what you were needed. And Spirit is saying that you need to learn to forgive this in others, and I'm hearing to forgive it in yourself. I'm not sure why you were blaming yourself, but Spirit is saying that it's not your fault, and you need to forgive yourself and to look upwards, to that you need to not be looking down upon the sorrows of your past and on the things that maybe made you feel bound in the past, but you need to be looking upwards towards your goals now, because nothing is binding you and holding you down anymore. And they're saying that it's for your unique quality, that you actually have an incredible power of actually what they're saying, it's a power of manipulation. That's what that seduction card stands for. And what's interesting now, manipulation isn't necessarily a good thing. I don't think that's the best word for what I'm trying to describe here. I would say it's not manipulation as much as it's persuasion. That's the word I was looking for. You have this capacity for persuasion, and Spirit is saying actually they like the word manipulation because some of the people you might be dealing with, because they're saying you might be dealing with some very heavy players, is what I'm hearing, and that some of the people you might be dealing with in your life and in your field, like that you might have to be a little sneaky and underhanded about how you use your power of persuasion, and that's the only way to get things done, and that in past lifetimes you had to do that as well, that you couldn't just be upfront with your mind, because in those lifetimes people feared the mind, they feared the visionary, and that's kind of the archetype of who you are, is the visionary. And they're saying that you might have to be hidden a little bit in the beginning as you put your visions out there in the world, as you begin this journey of bringing your vision for society and the world into fruition. But I'm hearing that you'll be incredibly successful because you have this power of alluring people and persuading people, because your mind is so highly developed. You understand people just as much as you understand things, and you see how everything works and can be put together, and that you can twist things and bend things to your will. But they're saying that's not a bad thing. Where most people would use it as a bad thing, you use it as a good thing. You bend things, you fold things into the shape that they're meant to be, rather than distorting things just, into a state that it's not supposed to be. You contort things back into a correct position, if that makes sense. Sorry if it's a little confusing, but you have an intense capacity to persuade people with that incredible mind of yours. Okay, let's pull some more cards. Pile number 2. We have, you were born to create. We have, so hard to get these off with the gloves. There we go. Respect your boundaries and seek your destiny. Wow. Okay. So, pile number 2. As I was saying, this unique quality about you is really your mind. And you have this intense creative capacity. And I'm hearing that your mind is brilliant, even genius, and I can hear a bunch of you thinking, no, not me, that you've learned to undermine your own mind. And the reason for that is that other people did not respect your mind, and that their lack of respect for your mind was actually a lack of respect for your boundaries. That they thought that they could come in and tell you, when you were just asking questions and developing your mind and trying to see the world around you, they thought that they could come in and tell you what was what, and like as though they were some sort of authority. And they didn't understand that they were actually infringing upon the boundaries of your mind, telling you you're not allowed to think this way, you're not allowed to be this way, you're not allowed to go there, mentally or physically. That they put all of these boundaries on you, and they did not respect the authority of your mind, is what I'm hearing. And that put you in a position to disrespect the authority of your own mind. And Spirit is saying that your mind, your genius comes from your creativity. That you have not just like logical capacity, but you have incredible creative capacity within your mind. And Spirit is saying that the more you take time to just be free and creative, and to not give a damn, not give two hoops about what anybody thinks about you, the more you're going to unlock all this hidden knowledge I'm hearing that you acquired from past lifetimes. And they're saying that that's your destiny, that there is like this deep well of hidden knowledge, they're even saying occult information, that sits within your soul, and that you need to let go of the boundary line that was put in you by others, that was never their place to put that in you, that you're the one that should be setting the limits of your own mind. And Spirit is saying that there should never be any limits on your mind, and that this is a big thing you're here on this earth to do, is to shed the limits of your mind, because that was put on you in other lifetimes, and then it came up again in this lifetime to get your attention to see your mind is limitless. Your mind is limitless. You are here to change the boundaries of your own mind, to see that there are no limits, and to explore the outer realms through your mind, the outer capacities of all that your mind can do. And that when you release those boundaries on your mind, it's going to not only release the boundaries in your mind, but it's going to release the boundaries for others' mind too. And that's a big part of your destiny. Now, pile number 2, the final 2 cards I pulled. Let's see what we got. We have Sandalphon, if I'm saying that correctly, I don't know. We have Assurance, And we have Cherish with Shamuel, I guess. Not great with these Archangel decks, but I try. So, with these final two cards, I feel like these are the final gifts, the final unique attributes that you have within you that they want you to pull upon more. And that is that you have the capacity to actually heal others with the brilliance of your mind. That it's not just, and this might not be something that you've realized about your mind, but you have this capacity to bring assurance to others through reason, through logic, through being able to see a better way, where people might just see a limit of capacity, where people might see things as maybe treacherous or awful. You see opportunity. You see, and you're able to make opportunity out of nothing, is what I'm hearing. And I'm also hearing that is like almost like a form of nurturing others' souls. That's something so many people crave, actually, without realizing it, is that they need knowledge and intelligence to help them to figure out. I'm hearing to help them figure out their way through the storms of life. And you have this capacity within your soul, and it's come from many lifetimes, but you have to accept it within yourself, is what I'm hearing. And accept the gifts that are given to you, accept the gifts that are within you, because I hear that you're going to be shining the light on the darkness that has plagued others' minds. And that first off, you just need to rid your own mind of the weight of the darkness that was forced upon you in other lifetimes, and that's going to lead to a great healing in your soul. And it's not just you that needs healing from feeling oppressed from lack of knowledge. It's many souls that have gone through that throughout many lifetimes. And that your healing is going to help others to heal as well, because nothing in this life exists in a vacuum. When we help ourselves, we help others. So pile number 2, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I really enjoyed reading for you. If you did like it, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, because that really helps my channel to grow. And please, if you feel like you'd like to, please comment below your thoughts, your feelings, if it connected, your zodiac sign, because I love to hear about your personal astrology, and any thoughts you have, as I really love to hear from you guys. And then with all that said, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're not already and you would like to see more videos like this on my channel. With all that said, I hope you have an amazing, beautiful, and blessed day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose pile number 3 with this beautiful angel aura rose quartz stone, then this is your reading. Alright, pile number 3. We have the 2 of Swords. We have the 7 of not Pentacles, 7 of Wands, and the 8 of Pentacles. So let's get right on into your reading, pile number 3. So what I'm seeing, that your unique hidden quality that you might not know about yourself, is that you have an incredible capacity for manifestation. Now, Spirit is saying that you have an incredible capacity for work and creating and making things happen in your life, but that you've been kind of blinded to the fact that you are a master manifester. that you have this incredible capacity to make your manifestations, to bring things into physical reality and to make it happen really, really quickly, but you have allowed yourself to be blinded to this fact about you. They're also saying that you have an incredible capacity for making decisions, that you kind of know what you want and know what you don't want, and you're able to cut through all the BS and get right to the heart of the matter of things, which gives you a great leadership skill. But what they're saying is, more so than that, you have this capacity to know what works and what doesn't work, and that's what makes it so you can manifest so quickly. But Spirit is saying that you kind of doubt your capacity to manifest. They're saying that you think that it all has to come from really, really hard work and toil, and that things have to take a really, really long time. And Spirit is saying that actually, yes, work does contribute to the manifestation, and working hard is a good quality. But what they're saying is that you have the capacity to just bring things into fruition. You have the capacity to think things and have it unfold right in front of your eyes. You have the capacity for things to come into your life by just honing in on the desire and putting in a little bit of effort. They're saying you've always put forth maximum effort and then received what felt like minimal results. And they're saying that's because you were blinded to the essence of your energy that is a pro-manifester. They're saying that your full manifesting capacity, which that is the unique attribute about you that you don't know about, that it actually comes from your psyche. It comes from your spiritual realm. It comes from your emotion, which is actually a part of you that you tend to block when it comes to trying to make things a reality in your life, because that's all manifestation is. It is making a different reality for yourself, or stepping into the reality you really desire. And no matter what we're doing in our life, we're always manifesting something. Even if you're doing nothing, you're even if you're just like sitting on the couch all day watching Netflix, you're still manifesting something in your life. Even if you're just manifesting a more relaxing lifestyle, that's everything we do has an effect, and every choice we make has an effect and causes a manifestation of something, because that's what we do in this life. We create in the physical world. And Spirit is saying that you have cut yourself off from your emotional capacity for manifestation, which they're saying is a shame, because that's actually where you get the power of your manifestation from. They're saying you don't actually need to work so dang hard, that you don't have to toil all day, and that maybe in the past you've kind of leaned on maybe some earth energy in your chart and felt like you needed to work really, really hard and figure out all the details, and that you should be exhausted by the end of the day, and that you should stay up all night working on the thing, or you get really, really anxious about all the tasks that you have in front of you, and that you kind of feel a bit overwhelmed by it at times. And then you get frustrated thinking that your manifestations are coming too slow. And they're saying that's because you're not working with your energy correctly. That your hidden, unique quality is that you are a pro-manifester of many lifetimes, and that you manifest through the water energy in your chart. Now, whether you're a water sign or not, that doesn't really matter, they're saying. They're saying, because of course we all have water in our chart, even if you don't have any, say, water planets, or you're most likely going to have some water houses. And if you don't have any of that, well, you still have the energy of Cancer and Scorpio and Pisces somewhere in your chart that is playing out somewhere in your life. And Spirit is saying that in order for you to tap into this unique part of you, you need to tap into your spirituality more. You need to tap into your emotionality more. That it's actually by tapping into the feeling of desire, the feeling of passion, the feeling of going deep within the energy of what you want, that is going to just like, I can't really snap my fingers in this, but it's gonna like unlock it like that. It's just gonna be like boom, so fast. It's gonna shock you. It might even scare you a little bit because you're used to things coming slowly and then maybe not coming all the way you want. You know, like you work and then it's like, oh, it doesn't like, yeah, I got my manifestation, but it took a long time, and you know, it wasn't maybe 100% the way I wanted it, but that's okay. You know, that you kind of have a very pragmatic approach and a very realistic, down-to-earth approach about the way you've always gone about manifesting. And they're saying that comes from other lifetimes, but they're saying that something blocked you in other lifetimes in this lifetime that made you block this within yourself. Yeah, it made you block this within yourself. So that you forgot that you actually manifest from the heart, you actually manifest from emotion. And they're saying that the more you step into your emotion, like meaning if you're trying to manifest, you know, a career or love or whatever it is you want to bring into your life, that you need to step into the emotion of what that will feel like and feel it fully within you. They're actually saying let the energy and the emotion of it like fully seep in and penetrate to the very core of your soul. Just kind of like how water does, how it can just absorb and seep into things, that your water energy is how you manifest. You might be a second house water sign, or you might have some watery planets in the second house that's going to make you manifest this way more. They're saying that it comes from other lifetimes, that in other lifetimes you were like some sort of spiritual healer, some sort of spiritual guru, and that you had like these high spiritual powers, and that something happened that made you ashamed of these powers in other lifetimes, and then you blocked it within yourself. And then that blocked your manifestation, that made everything in the next lifetimes harder because you weren't manifesting, creating with universe. That's all manifestation is co-creating with universe, or with the divine, really. That you weren't creating with universe in a natural capacity with the energy of your soul. So it's like you kind of began to think more earthly, more logical, and yet Spirit is like, you don't have to do that. Your energy doesn't function that way. The gifts of your soul come fast, and they come open and freely to you. And it actually comes from tapping in just to the feeling, just to sit a moment and feel the energy of that which you want to bring in, and then it will come to you, is what they're saying. You don't have to go to it. You don't have to work super hard. That you'll be, if you open up this part of you, that you'll only have to actually be exerting like they're saying like a tenth of the energy, like a zero of a tenth of the energy that you used to have to put forth to get like tenfold back, like way more for less effort. And what they're saying is, yeah, you'll still work at it, but it won't feel like work. Like it will just feel like passion. It will feel like falling in love with life. It'll feel amazing, and that feeling is just going to attract everything you want to you in this life, and that it's really a gift that has come to you, that you've acquired from prior lifetimes as a spiritual healer, as a spiritual person. So Spirit wants you to stop blocking this, and they're saying the only way you're blocking it is you're blinding yourself to it by doubting yourself. So they're just saying, take that blindfold off. You're very good at being decisive over what you like and what you don't like, over what you believe is right and wrong, and that you have these intense feelings in your heart for a reason about things. But they were meant not just for your personal gain or for your personality. They were meant to change the world, to bring correct things, to bring like more, like to bring correct things into the world is what they're saying. I'm not quite sure what that means, but what they're saying is that when you tap into the emotions of yourself and your own heart, and you don't hold anything back, and you feel things fully, unabashedly, then it's like things just, it's like you co-create with the universe that way, and it just comes so fast that it shocks you and scares you a little bit. And that they're saying you don't need to be afraid, that you were manifesting in many lifetimes, and manifesting changes on a big scale in other lifetimes, but something made you be ashamed of yourself. And Spirit is saying, no more. Like, they don't want you to be blind to this gift anymore. They want you to, they're saying they want you to co-create with them again. And that you're the type of person that you co-create through water energy, you co-create through spirit, you co-create through the psychic realms. So stop blocking it. And when you tap into the psychic, the spiritual, the emotional realms, it's going to change the physical realm around you for the better. So let's get some more cards. Pile number 3. What we have is, we have hope, we have supernatural, that's too funny, so that's what we were just talking about. We have nightmare, and I pulled one extra card for you, and it says creator. I don't know if I can fit them all right here, but we shall try. I guess not. We'll just stick that there. Creator. So what I'm hearing is, yes, Spirit is totally saying you need to stop second guessing and doubting yourself. Spirit is saying that you have allowed yourself to be in the dark, to put yourself in the dark, to kind of shun your spiritual capacity, which is actually comes from your emotional capacity, and you've kind of hidden this away. And because you've hidden that capacity, like you kind of buried that capacity within you for your full psychic ability, your full emotional watery ability, they're saying that by putting your psychic abilities into the dark, it has put your capacity for hope in the dark. That it can put you into the state of thinking that the world is going towards nothing but a gloomy and awful and like dismal place, and that it's kind of like killed your hope in some senses of the word. That you're like, it's like you're afraid of hope is what I'm hearing. Yeah. You're afraid of hope because you had this capacity to change the world around you, to create hope. That's what manifestation is to create a better life or a better world for yourself and for others. And that changes the physical world. And so you suppress the psychic ability for yourself, and then that led to suppressing the manifestation of change in life and in the world for the better. And so that made you like, it had like this boomerang effect within yourself of it like created this like lack of hope in the future, in the world, in lack of hope in life is what I'm hearing. And Spirit is saying that it's also made you, what they're saying is it's made you manifest some nightmares. I'm going to move this so you can see it. It's made you manifest some treacheries in this life, some treacherous people, which you might have caught before if you were tapping into your full psychic abilities and not blocking what it is you really feel from people, and not doubting your emotions, because your emotions throughout many lifetimes have been a guide. But they're saying that they forced you in other lifetimes, not that Spirit forced you, that somebody in prior lifetimes forced you, like, to put they forced you into a box. They forced you into a cage. And this is interesting. This card is standing out to me right now, and it says Mother, Father, Maker, Catalyst. What's interesting with that is that I feel like somebody, I think it came from family, and it might even have come from family in this lifetime too. I don't know. But it might not have even been from your parents. It could be. But it could have also, what I'm hearing from Spirit is it could have been like a spouse that like treated you like a child, like and acted like you didn't know anything, and treated you like, well, they treated you like you should be ashamed of your emotions, like as though you were too emotional, almost like a child, and like how you felt wasn't valid. And what Spirit is saying is that your spirituality is it comes from water. It comes from the water energy in your chart. And so it does come off very emotional to others at first, and they don't understand it at first because it comes through so very purely, so very innocently, that they almost dismiss it, they undermine it, they treat it like as though, you know, how people treat children, like as though, oh, that's just ignorant, that's just silly, when actually it's not either. It's just pure, it's just undiluted, it's just, children are much wiser than we give them credit because they are closer to source. They have not been as polluted by life and the time that, you know, we all live in, as well as they haven't been as diluted by this world yet. And so they're able to channel more purely. And Spirit is saying you've always had this capacity. You have a childlike quality about you. And that people have manipulated and used you for that childlike quality, for that childlike ability, that innocence within you. You trusted others, and rather than trusting your emotions and trusting yourself, you trusted others. You put them as the authority. And that created a nightmare in your life, where you could have manifested your way out of it. You blocked your manifestation of a better world and a better life. It's only because you were blocking your true heart, your true feeling, your true foresight, your true insight. And Spirit is saying it's not your fault, not to blame yourself. This has come from other lifetimes that you're meant to heal, that something happened that caused you to lock away this part of yourself, and that also caused you to lock away your hope because you were locking away your manifestation capacity, your capacity to change life, to change the world, which comes from your childlike innocence, which is your emotionality, your emotional world. And Spirit is saying not to block that anymore, and not to be afraid of the nightmare, is what they're saying. You have a great capacity for foresight, they're saying, that you might even have like visions of the future, or you might have hunches and insights of people and where they're going and what they are currently manifesting in their life. And sometimes what you see is a dark road, and that you are meant to see that dark road to transform that dark road for them. And Spirit is saying, even if they won't heed your warnings, that it's actually, you work on the, I'm hearing you work on the metaphysical realm. Your work is watery, it's metaphysical. You transform things on a spiritual, psychic realm. You don't even need to use your words. You're transforming their energy. And that's maybe why they've reacted so hostile to you and with so much fear, is because your power is hidden. Your power works underneath. Your power they can't grasp. Your power seeps through. It seeps through and seeps into things and penetrates things. It penetrates things on a level that can't be resisted. And I'm hearing that you, that all you gotta do is allow that water energy out of the bottle, out of its container, out of its containment. Let that innocence. What I mean by innocence is that childlike energy, that pure water energy of pure emotion that isn't ashamed of emotion, because that's something that children have, most of them, is this unabashedable expression of who they are, an expression of what they feel without shame. And you've bottled that away, and that has blocked your manifestation of hope in this world. You can make a better world. Your energy just naturally penetrates, purifies, and transforms. And they're just saying, let your emotions be your guide. That's going to connect you to the divine spiritual realm, and it's going to change your outer realm very, very rapidly. And you don't have to fear anymore, because you're not going to be manifesting a nightmare, because now you know it's just because you were blocking what I'm hearing is the shield that was meant to protect you from this very thing. And that's why they did it to you. You were blocking your emotions, which what they're saying is you have an amazing capacity to discern what's right and what's wrong, and to be able to feel what is a threat and what's not a threat. And they did not want you to have that. They wanted you to manifest their dreams, which were nightmares. And so it's like they were harnessing their power for they were harnessing your power for their good. And Spirit is saying, now that you're aware of that, you can return to that energy with confidence and realize that you're going to manifest hope. You're going to manifest what you're meant to manifest, and that's hope for yourself, hope for the future, and hope for others. And because you manifest from a place of purity. And so they're saying there's no need for fear. It's time for fearlessness, is what I'm hearing. So let's pull some more cards. We have some oracle cards here. We have, oh, this is cute. Observe in silence. We have heed the messengers, and change is unavoidable. Okay, so pile number 3 with these cards. What I'm hearing is you need to detach yourself from these energies that think that they can take from you, that think that I feel like you've been a messenger for many people, and you've like tried to convey your message, your spiritual message, with words. You've tried to do it kind of in a very more of a earth energy, and maybe even more of a fire energy type of thing. You've tried to either try and force your message out there, or you've tried to communicate your message out there. You've tried to make a logic. You've tried to use methods that was not within your nature, because you were blocking your nature, which is water. And that you need to stop trying to transform others' energy, and just be in the energy of transformation. And that's going to transform them, because they're going to, what you do with your water energy is you transform through the psychic realms. And water is not, it's not overbearing. It's not controlling. It's not forceful. It's not logical. It's not an air sign. It's not fire. It's not even earth. It is penetrating, and it is smooth, and it is calm. And Spirit is saying that by you holding your spirit to yourself, by observing in silence, by pulling away and seeing people for who they really are, and tapping into the messages that are coming to your soul, by tapping into the heavenly realms, they're saying that you're clairaudient, and that you get a lot of messages from the heavenly realms whispered into your ear when you're quiet. And they're saying that you'll know what to do to cause the transformations that you want to cause in your life and in your world. But you have to hold your energy back and not push it forth. so much. Not that you can't put yourself out there, but to stay true to the core of your energy and how it functions, to not force your energy forward, but to observe silently, to absorb the information, and then get the messages that you need and just let it seep into you. And that having these things seep into your mind and your soul, you won't even have to try to change others' minds. Your very presence, your very being, your very just putting yourself out there as who you truly are and just being in the energy of who you are will penetrate the minds of others and cause massive transformation, and cause your manifestations to come through. And remember, that is your special, unique quality about you, is that you have an immense capacity for manifesting in this world. So let's look at your final two cards. We have Celebration with Jophiel, and we have Archangel Michael. We have Protection. Okay, pile number 3. What I'm getting is this is all about energy healing for you. I think you are an energy healer of others, and Spirit is saying that you have this fear whenever you tap into your full psychic capacity and your full energy. When you tap into your full energy of your spiritual and emotional realm, you're so kind of afraid because of nightmares that might have manifested in your life, and if not in this lifetime, in prior lifetimes. And you have a little bit of this hidden fear of that. And Spirit is saying that you are divinely protected, that you have heavenly messengers looking after you, and that you can go forth without fear. You have no need for being fearful of your own mind. You have no need of being fearful of manifesting the wrong thing, because you manifest from a place of purity. And that's why bad people in prior lifetimes tried to take that away from you, and maybe even in this lifetime too, is because they didn't want that beautiful change, that beautiful transformation that was meant to occur from your tapping into your true essence, which is incredibly psychic. And what I'm hearing is that what you need to tap into is a feeling of joy, is a feeling of celebration, is a feeling of excitement and hope for the future, excitement and hope for all that's possible, for your greatest capacity, because you manifest rapidly anything you feel. So start feeling the truth of your soul, which is joy, which is hope, which is truth, is what I'm hearing. And you're going to see the world around you change and your life around you change for the better, because you're going to be manifesting from a place of joy, from excitement, and to really step into that energy of celebration, because you have this incredible capacity to change, to manifest change with very, very little effort. And that's really a beautiful thing. So, pile number 3, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I really enjoyed reading for you. If you did enjoy this reading, please don't forget to give me a big like, a big thumbs up, because that really helps my channel to grow. And if you have any thoughts or comments, or if you felt like it connected, or anything you'd like to share, please don't forget to comment below, because I really love hearing from you guys. And please comment what your astrological zodiac signs are, because I love to hear about that. And if you're not subscribed already to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, as well as don't forget to ring the bell, because that will notify you every time I post new videos. With all that said, pile number 3, I hope you have a beautiful, amazing, and blessed day and life, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Bye.